Okay, so here's a nice tricky one for you guys, okay? Just to spin things off a bit to confuse you a little bit, but it's good practice, good practice. Okay, this is Euro Yen on the 4-hour charts here. Okay, so if we're gonna start with the flow of where the markets are going, we see the market makes a higher high here, right? As it makes a higher high, this obviously means he's breached this area, and the guy who started it all is down here, right? Now, if this is the area who the guy started it all from, that is basically buyer's territory. Now, where would you put your line as it goes higher, pulls back, and then it breaches higher again? So the line, if you're saying the line is here, ooh, sorry, let me remove that. Let me put the line right there. So if you're saying that the line is there, that is correct, because he did breach higher than that. But then did we have any higher highs since then? The moment you don't have higher highs, you start drawing it. So if you're saying the line is here, that is correct. And if you drag it out, that is also correct, because the line stays there. Now in this process of it's making what we call a range here, now few aspects. We got one area here, no higher high. One area here comes down to here, rebounds and gets back up. So if we look at the buyer's sequence, buyer's going up, rests a little bit, he goes up a little bit more, rests a little bit more, goes up just a little bit more, and he rests like 300%. It's like, okay, my buyer is running out of steam. But he's still in the buyer's territory, so the buyer retries, up, struggle, up, struggle, up, and then crash. How much strength does he have to use? Okay, so now the sellers come in. We're also approaching step number 3. Okay, 3 touches so far. We're like, this looks great. You know, we're looking at a range developing. No higher highs, no lower lows. So if a range is developing, here comes the seller. Seller comes down, rests a little bit, halts, breaks below. So it's like, okay, if I was to move my line of where the seller is, here is the breach below, and as it breaches below, who's responsible? This guy. Okay, as it breaches below, he's responsible, but he comes down, he runs this far, and then he comes back to rest. Now, that's okay, but as a range trader, we were looking to do a buy on this, considering the market was in buyer's territory above that big purple line, also considering it's above this area in the buyer's territory, then why in the world did our range not work for a buy, but rather it's going down for a sell? This will happen quite often if you don't do your homework well. Okay? And what I mean by this is here. Take a look what I'm just about to show you. This is why I said it's a tricky one. I was trying to do this on purpose. So now if you just see this little bit more information, can you tell me whose market are we in? So wouldn't it be this guy? That's the breach where it happened. Anything below this spot is all seller's area. Everything is seller's area. Doesn't that change your perspective on how you want to approach that range as well? Okay, you want to be more on the sell side of things, right? Okay, so these things are very, very critical to find out, well, how are we going to deal with this? Is this a buy? Is this a sell? And that can make all the difference in the world. So using all the information that you have so far, putting it all together, and with the knowledge of ranges, this is why I'm sequencing all your lessons in a certain aspect where the priorities come in a certain way. I teach you some information in the middle, and then the high priorities lessons towards the end, which is how to connect everything and how to find out where you can go wrong and how to avoid making those mistakes completely. Okay? So we're going to call it a end of the examples for the ranges. I believe you got the hang of the ranges, how you're using multiple touches. And we're going to step into now channels. We're going to see how channels are slightly different using the same variation, because channels are just like ranges but tilted. Okay? So we're going to breeze through the channels a bit, as they're very similar. So we're just gonna go straight into examples after examples after examples, okay? All right, on to the next video.